Welcome, foolish listeners, to Derpin Thursday. I'm your host, DJ Sage, and this is the Halloween Eve special. With me today, I have some creepy co-hosts to send chills down your spine. Maybe you'll recognize their costumes from the banner, or maybe not. We'll see. Hopefully we have enough thrills and chills planned for you guys to entertain you for the full duration of the show. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to let us know in the chat, or what have you. That was pretty awesome until that last statement. I kind of tripped up there. Anyway, welcome to Derpin Thursday. Welcome to Derpin Thursday, guys. I am DJ Sage, and as you hear, I have some lovely co-hosts with me. Check out the banner. We're all in costume, because we're totally dressed up in the same costumes as the banner. Duh. Anyway, with me I have the Jedi Master of Had Save.
Hello.
I have the mystical, magical warlock, Pony Vegeta.
Get whooshed!
Get whooshed.
That's what it's called.
I have the Master of Disaster, Chickadee.
Master of Disaster?
I don't know, I couldn't think of anything, and I thought the letter M and Mabel, and I don't know, just Chickadee.
Roll with it!
Rolling.
I have Rhymes' resident king of pop, Corey Manuel, aka Fantasia.
Wow!
And later, Raz will be joining us. She's not here on time, so you guys can yell at her later for not being here, but she's a Mouseketeer, as you can tell, with her little hat and everything. Well, you can't really tell, because on the regular banner, she's basically wearing the same thing, but don't tell her that. She thinks she's in costume. Anyway, and I am your host, DJ Sage, and we're here to entertain you, and it's the day before Halloween, so we're having a spooktacular, see what I did there, special of Derpin Thursday, where we're gonna talk about Halloween and such. But yeah. First of all, how are you all doing on this lovely Halloween Eve?
Potato?
Potato?
Because I have I went to work today, and after work today, the valley of my cares is barren and needs to be cultivated so that I care about things. So I decided to have a drink, and now I care about things again.
And
so you're cultivating potatoes in your valley?
Yes!
And so you care about potatoes? Is that what you care about?
Yes, I care about potatoes.
What kind of potatoes? This is very important. What kind of potatoes do you care about?
Why do I need to discriminate against different kinds of potatoes? Why can't all potatoes be part of this one big happy family of potatoes?
Because not all potatoes will grow in the same kind of area. Therefore, you cannot...
Wait, is that actually true?
Grow I think so.
Yeah, that is true.
There's Idaho potatoes and russet potatoes.
Well, I don't live in Idaho, so I can't really...
Well, I mean, potatoes are very hardy, and they grow in most environments, but some of them do grow better in different environments. So Veggie is partially right, but he's also partially wrong. You can probably grow any potato you want in your valley, but at the same time...
The valley of potatoes of death.
they may not blossom and flourish if you do not cultivate them correctly, is what yeah.
Even though I go into the valley of the potatoes of death... You are with me.
I don't know. What are we talking?
I will fear no barbecue, for thou art with me, mighty potato.
There you go.
I asked you how you were, and this is where we came with our conversation.
See, you were worried about me having dreams, and you were worried.
I think this is entirely my fault, but I'm not going to apologize because I liked the direction that it went.
Yeah, really. Derpin Thursday, everybody. Anyway. How is everyone else doing on this lovely evening?
Can't be better than me.
I am really, really excited.
And why is that?
Because I am going to Comic-Con tomorrow.
Woo!
Woo!
Sweet sauce.
Yeah.
What in particular are you excited for at Comic-Con? There's always something. There's always one thing that people are excited about when they go. What are you excited for?
Just going, because it will be my first. I don't know how good it's going to be, because
it's exciting.
It's the Central Canada Comic-Con in Winnipeg, or C4, and I'm just excited to go, because we're going to me and the missus are going to cosplay, and I'm actually going to wear the costume I'm wearing now for the show, and it's going to be awesome.
Seriously, guys, if you haven't seen pictures of Pad in his, because he does have this legit Jedi costume. I think you wore it last year, right?
I did.
And
Awesome.
he has a lightsaber, and it's amazing. He looks great as a Jedi. It's amazing. So if you haven't seen that, you should find it somewhere. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I'll see
Probably,
if I can find
I think
it.
it's on our Facebook. I think it's on our
Show
Facebook.
us.
Pat, do you
Show
wear your
us.
sou'wester with it?
I don't know if I can wear the sou'wester with it. People might not understand it. They might think it's strange.
Well, okay, how about this? I propose that you at least take it with you and take a couple pictures in your Jedi costume with the hat so you can match up with the banner. How does that sound?
I will.
That would be pretty sick.
You know what something is strange? There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna
Who you
call?
gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Na-na-na-na.
Turn that into a Michael Jackson song any day.
I saw when I went to the Halloween store to get some stuff for my Mabel costume, because I'm actually dressing up as her this year. Even though I'm not really doing anything, I'm doing it anyway. I went to the store and there was a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume, and I'm like, yes.
Really?
Yes, really.
Yes, what was it? Was it like one of those blow-up costumes, or what kind of
Yes, like it inflates
It
you.
was
and
inflatable!
you, like,
Oh my god!
It's like an inflatable costume for a kid, so the kid can like walk around as a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something.
That's awesome.
And
What's
wreck
the
everybody's
like that
crap
one
because
kid who was
that's
in
what it
the Minion costume fell over and be like, I'm okay!
I'm still okay!
Oh, that's
But meanwhile, with this inflatable costume, they'll just be rolling. Boing, boing, boing,
Fear
boing.
me!
I am rolling to a theater near you.
Alright, so I just gotta ask. So, just for the listeners' benefit, this banner that I put together for the show, I did ask each and every co-host what they wanted to be for this banner. So basically, I wanted to talk about why did you guys choose the costumes you did? I'm just curious, because I mean, I just posed this
Mabel
random.
is my spirit animal.
She's your spirit animal.
Yes. And if anyone has any questions, who is Mabel? I posted the video. I gave it to you.
Oh,
You now have what you need to explain
to
Mabel.
understand who Mabel is.
Yes. And she has a pet pig.
Did you post it into the chat? Because if not, I'm gonna post it for you.
I posted it into the oh no, not the live stream chat.
Okay,
Let me
I'll
do
post that for you so you guys know what video Chickie's talking about. Yeah, I watched like half a minute of it and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to squeeze that.
Oh my god, she has a pig and it's wearing shorts.
That's literally what I said is, oh my god, it's a pig. It's so cute. Let me squeeze it.
You squeeze the pig.
Alright, so Chickie, you chose your costume because Mabel is your spirit animal. Who else?
Sort of. I mean, like, not to knock spirit animals because I respect spirit animals as an actual thing.
Right.
But like in a joking way, Mabel is my spirit animal.
Right now.
I have actual spirit animals. You know, like my satirical
You
spirit.
very much relate to her and you identify with the entity of Mabel.
She kind of like, identify, and she's adorable, so she makes things better.
She makes things better.
Yes.
And she has a really awesome collection of sweaters.
I know! I want that collection of sweaters. I'm like, geez, I want a sweater that, like, plays music when I press a button.
That would be sweet.
I know, or I want a sweater that lights up. Like a light bulb sweater. You press the light bulb, it's like, oh!
You know what you should have? You should have a sweater that plays that bird machine, like, vine on it. Like in Technicolor lights.
Tweet, tweet. Yep, definitely.
Oh,
like a rave sweater with a bird on it.
That'd be great.
Because that's so hardcore, am I right?
So guys, let's surprise Chickie with something like that sometime. Yes.
Are you coughing because you're choking or because you're trying to suggest something?
I don't know.
Sorry, I kind of ruined it by saying that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I can do electronics.
That's true. Oh my god, this could actually be a thing.
Stage experience.
This is actually true. Well, we'll talk about that later when Chickie isn't in the
You
call.
guys are the best!
I think we're all getting sick. Anyway, so Veggie, why'd you choose your costume?
Because Richard is like the greatest comic character I have seen in ages. And he makes me laugh with everything that he does. Period. And he's got like a pretty cool whole back, and he's got actually like a complex character. He's got a really cool backstory that makes sense. He's got depth, and he's freaking hilarious. I love the character. I mean, I've shown you guys the comic or he actually sings the part of
The Rickroll
what?
song.
Yes, the Rick rolls. And again, if Richard means Dick, Dick means Richard, and he sings it, and then he blasts these like spellcasters that are gonna try to kill him and his allies. He's like, "You got Dick rolled."
Yeah,
And
I
it just makes
actually
me
just
laugh.
linked the comic that Veggie's talking about. So if you guys in the chat want to check that out, because this is the ref, like when he answered me as to what he wanted to be, he said this guy. He sent me this comic, and that was the what's the word, the reference I went off of to figure out how to draw Veggie as this character.
Should we should we have like a PG-13 warning on that? Because he can be
Nah.
kind of violent and gory. So warning for those who do not like gore and such.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit if you really look into it, but it's not.
No, I mean if you read the comics, it kind of gets
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
the
the
comics
thing is,
kinda get-
he sent me just the direct image of the comic
Oh,
though,
okay.
so it's not even the website. It's just the
All right,
picture.
just if
But-
you investigate, be warned.
yeah. So you're right
So.
though. You're right.
Your
Watch it
investigation,
back.
stuff.
Yes.
But I mean, and not that it's not awesome because it is fun, but just warning you.
trigger warnings, etc., etc.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning for.
Pulling the trigger of awesomeness.
Yeah. Pew pew.
Yeah, awesome trigger, awesome Chrono Trigger. That's an actual show, Chrono Trigger.
All right. Last but not leastly, pad save. Why did you choose to be a Jedi Knight for our banner?
Why not?
Why not? Best reason.
Well, Star Wars is awesome.
It is.
That's the
awesome.
only reason.
It's always been awesome. It always will be awesome, and you cannot tell me otherwise.
Dun, da, da, da.
No, but I figured it was fitting because I'd be wearing it this weekend. I'd actually be wearing it, and it was like, why not?
You're a real Jedi Knight. You could be, in theory.
I don't
considering.
think so.
You could be. You never know.
I wasn't picked up to go to the temple at a very young age.
Yeah, we're all still waiting for a letter from Hogwarts, guys.
I am still waiting for a letter from Hogwarts.
Just stuff like that. We're not getting picked as
I got a
Jedi.
letter from
Not getting a letter
Hogwarts, but I
from
set the
Hogwarts.
owl on fire.
That might have been a missed opportunity for you.
I don't know. Speaking of that, there was a suggestion that we talk in characters for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
But-
going to bring it up in a bit.
Yeah, I said it's a bad idea because that would result in me killing everyone's characters.
Because Richard.
Exactly.
But you wouldn't kill Mabel because she's adorable, right? No, you still kill her.
Have you forgotten? Richard
No,
gets
yeah,
his
it's
powers
Richard.
from killing the innocent.
It's Richard. Yeah. I would
Instead
die.
of killing Maybell,
I
he'll
would
kill
be.
the pig.
I think no. Raz would be the first to die, and then Mabel would be the next one.
Yeah.
How
That's
cute.
what would
Now you
happen.
have to die.
But Link could fight back with the bag of tricks.
The problem is I didn't draw myself Link with a sword, so I think Pad would probably be the one to fight. Because I actually, well, then again, Link has that like bottomless pockets full of weapons, so I might have something in
Well,
that
that
tunic.
and you can't see your left hand, and Link
That's
is
true.
left-handed.
That's very true. I could
Richard-
be hiding the Master
Richard
Sword
has
back
a-
there.
Richard has a bag of holding with an infinite supply of weird monsters that he has collected in it. Of which includes a bear-topus. A bear and an octopus combined.
Veritapus. I feel like that's from one of the more recent comics. I haven't kept up with it.
Let's see. And to
Well-
answer my own question about why I chose Link, I chose Link because I couldn't think of anything else. And I know Raz chose a Mouseketeer literally because she couldn't think of anything else. So, our answers are
Link's
boring.
awesome.
Mhm.
Link is awesome.
But all right. Oh, I have to show you this unsuitable for work video later about Link, and it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
All right.
It's fantastic, and I'll show you later. But yeah, I'm not going to share it right now. But anyway, yeah.
Later.
Later. But yeah, Link's actually a really cool character.
I love Link.
I'm actually kind of sad that I was not introduced to Zelda until much later in my life, because I'm like, I totally would have played this as a kid and really enjoyed it. But yeah.
What was the first
Link's
Zelda
awesome.
game you played?
The game that I've actually ever played myself holding and not watched.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword.
That's fine. Skyward Sword's good. Wait, is that the first one you really?
Yep.
That wasn't the first time you were introduced to Zelda, though, were you?
Well, no, I've seen Zelda
Okay.
games a
'Cause
little
otherwise
bit,
I was
but
like,
but that's literally the first Zelda
That
game
you
I've ever
played.
actually
Oh,
played.
wow.
Like I've taken a controller and actually had a chance to play the Zelda game. That's the first one.
Oh wow.
Skyward Sword. Yeah. So don't kill me. I'm sorry. I know
Oh,
I'm
that's fine. I mean, it's a good game. At least you played a good Zelda game. Because Skyward Sword is a pretty good game.
Some like it hot. I mean, some people say yes, other people are like, no, because I've heard arguments like that the original Zelda like games were deviated from the idea of exploring was, you know, whatever. I could go into that later.
No, go with it now because
you can look. I don't know. I actually kind of like Ego Raptor, who's this famous.
I was about to reference that.
I know.
Yes.
You've seen the video too about like how he gets upset because the original story of Link was supposed to be like exploring things and you don't know what you're going to get into and it's really exciting and you as the your motivation is to find things, explore, and adventure. That is your motivation. But then, like, they basically, like, the way he describes it is it becomes more like a tour or like a walk in like a Disneyland park or something, which is still fun, but it's not like the original feel, and it's not necessarily as challenging for a player as, you know, just deciding for yourself and then encountering a stage that, oh my god, I've adventured into this place that I don't know if I can escape, you know, which is difficult. You know, there's more risk, there's more excitement, blah, blah, that sort of thing. Which is, I think, kind of, Veggie, would you say that's sort of like a PG version of, because he gets kind of heated about that.
He does. He gets really heated discussing certain parts of it. You know, it's like about how it was much.
Everyone died.
Huh?
I thought everyone. Oh, I didn't hear any responses.
Oh no, we didn't. Like personally, I'm just listening to you guys because I love hearing discussions about this stuff.
It's difficult to summarize it because it's a half-hour-long video of them literally comparing the earliest Zelda games to the newer style, which is from Ocarina of Time onward, because they've all followed the same formula since then.
Yeah, I mean, I agree because I actually the first Zelda game I ever played was Link to the Past, which obviously follows the old school Zelda, because you could just wander around the entire world of Link to the Past and wander into a place that, like Chicky said, you could not escape or could not defeat, or you'd be like, oh crap, I can't defeat these guys, I don't have the weapon, there's no way out, well, okay, I died, great. Like, that happens, whereas, like you said, in the newer school, you just can't go to places you can't go to yet.
They give you directions, and they prevent you from going to certain places, even if you want to go, like, what's over here, what's over there, you know, they say, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that.
Exactly. You can't go into the cavern until you have bombs, even though you need bombs to defeat the enemies inside. You just can't. There's no choice. You don't get to experience it. So, I mean, the point I was making is, since I played that as my first one, and the next one I played was Ocarina of Time. So those conflicted very much. I expected Ocarina of Time to be like Link to the Past. I expected it to be a 3D Link to the Past where I could wander the world and do whatever, and I couldn't. I was like, I still don't know which one I prefer. I don't know which one I prefer. It's hard to say. I don't know.
The cool thing about, you know, his video, this is completely deviant from Halloween, but again, at the very, very end, he's just like, you know, you've said you've listened to my opinion for half an hour. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments, because, to be honest, this was my opinion. I want to hear yours. And
it's like, I subjected you to half an hour of my opinion. You go ahead and tell me what you think. Give me your rebuttal.
Which is good, you know.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Zelda!
Like, I could kiss you, but I'm a cartoon, so I can't.
Video game theory on Halloween or day before Halloween. Whatever.
Yay! Well, it's explaining Zelda stuff, and
that's it's related. So technically, we could talk about Michael Jackson pop music. We could talk about Gravity Falls, Legend of Zelda, Looking for Group, Star Wars, or Disney, and it would technically be related just because of the banner. Isn't that magical? Isn't that magical?
It is very magical.
Indeed.
It's magical. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Anyway. I just realized, yes, exciting. Hi, Raz. Welcome to the show. Where have you been?
Welcome.
There you are.
I'm just trying to find the apple
jungle. We've got fun and games.
You were trying to find the what now?
I was trying to find the apple cider for the party, but I couldn't find any, so I brought water.
Right. Well, welcome to the show, Raszee. You're 20 minutes late. Boo.
Apple juice.
Sorry.
Apple juice? You couldn't find any apple juice?
I couldn't find any apple cider. Everyone drank it.
Apple juice, not apple cider.
She's talking about like sparkling apple cider, the non-alcoholic cider, because that's what me and my family drink at holidays as well. So, Raz, basically what you missed is things. You also missed my amazing intro that I completely nailed, right, Chicky?
Yes, nailed it!
And you missed the one thing that I've been asking everybody, which I actually haven't got to ask Fan. He hasn't answered either, is why did you choose your costume for the Halloween banner?
Are we asking Fan right now? Or
I'm asking either one, whoever wants to talk, because
okay.
both of them haven't answered yet.
Oh.
So.
Answer, Disney.
Is that your answer?
I kind of thought it was... Yeah.
Done.
All right. All right, so Fan, I realize you didn't get the answer either. Get two answers, rather. Why Michael Jackson? Why the King of Pop? As if I can't figure out the answer right now.
Well, I never was a big fan of Michael Jackson until I started high school for some weird reason. And then all of a sudden, it just popped into my head like, this stuff is good. So it's like, what was I, grade? Yeah, it was actually 9th grade when I, no, 10th grade. Yes, 10th grade. I found a whole bunch of stuff, got the glove, got the wig, got the glasses, got the fedora, got the suits, got the dress shoes. I got basically everything that I possibly could, and I dressed up, and I didn't need makeup. I was because I'm already pale skinned to begin with, and my nose is already structured in the way that it almost looks like MJ's. The only bit of makeup that I actually did put on was a little bit of lipstick, Halloween lipstick, to make my lips a little more red. But aside from that, I honestly have no idea why I wanted to dress up as him. I guess just to perform.
You're not going to stop until you get enough, right?
Don't stop till you get enough.
Yeah.
Don't stop till you get enough.
Speaking of costumes, one of our listeners sent in a picture of himself. It's Egghead. He dressed up as Vinyl Scratch at BronyCon, so he wanted me to share this on the
cool!
stream. So this is one of our listeners, Egghead Extraordinaire, cosplaying as Vinyl Scratch, and he wanted me to point out specifically that is permanent hair dye, so he kept his hair blue until it grew out. I don't even know. I want to know if it's still blue, but I don't know. I like
How long ago was this?
I don't know. Whenever BronyCon was, which was
a
couple months ago.
August? I think it was back in August again, like early August.
Yeah, so I mean, if he kept his hair long, I guess it'd still be blue. If not, it would just be brown, I guess, because I think his hair's brown, right? But yeah. So, shout out to Egghead who sent that into the stream, because reasons and things. Gotta resize the thingy box.
Send us pictures of your costume!
Yeah, send us pictures of your costumes, or tell us what you are dressing up as tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
tomorrow.
It's fun, and there's not usually a time where you can get to cosplay, and it's universally accepted that this is what you do.
Let's see, Egghead's
So you
writing...
think about it, that's what Halloween is. Everyone can dress up and
you can be anything you want!
I can be anything
you want to.
Let's see, Egghead's writing in saying that the blue was there until he cut it just a week ago. His hair was still blue until a week ago. Wow. That's
Nice.
That's kind of awesome.
Nice.
Let's see.
One thing that I would love
my
to
hair,
see
yes.
me dressed up as is I would love to straighten my hair, dye it black, and give myself fake piercings and just walk into work.
Ha!
Everyone be like, what's wrong with you?
Corey,
He said,
Corey,
"What?"
what happened to you? What happened to you, Corey?
I just
Like,
suddenly
dagger,
had the realization that I'm not very happy.
Oh!
He started listening to Cradle of Filth.
I've actually been thinking about, like, getting...
chocolate!
Chocolate? Chocolate fixes everything, right?
Yes.
So does coffee. Coffee.
I don't like coffee. I like iced caps. Those are close enough.
I love Pat's response to that. It's like, don't say that. And you're like, like, that's a swear word. Don't say that on air.
Hey, I like Timmy's. Like the next
Profanity.
guy. I just was never a fan of coffee. I drink tea or ice caps.
I like tea. Tea makes me happy. I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. I'm so happy because California is finally starting to cool down a little bit. And by cool down, I mean it's no longer 90 degrees. It's still in like the 80s. But I'm drinking tea anyway because I don't know if it's ever going to get below 80 degrees in California.
You should invest in iced tea. Do you invest in iced tea?
I don't like iced tea. I only like tea when it's warm.
What?
Isn't that,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
iced tea is okay, but I mean, like, I don't know. I prefer my tea hot, which is a problem because it's always hot in California.
I know that.
I don't care what temperature it is. I have to have my tea.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy that's finally cooling down. I really hope it starts like legitimately cooling down soon because it's ridiculous. It's almost November and it was 80 something degrees. It was 87 degrees when I was driving home from work before show, and I was just like, stop it, California, stop.
We had snow on
Everyone else in
Saturday.
the world is crying like that's unfair. We hate you.
I don't know. I mean, like it's nice, but I don't know. I miss being able to cuddle in my blankets without sweating. Like. I don't know. I like being able to cuddle.
Did you
and
ever
be warm
have
and
that? You
cozy.
lived in California your whole life, haven't you?
What? Yeah, but I mean, it's. I mean, at nights it still gets cold. It's not as cold as you guys, admittedly, but there have been nights in the past where it's gotten to like 30 or 20 degrees, and I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's very rare. Average nights here are maybe 60 or 50 degrees, which I know isn't that cold compared to where you all live. Don't give me that, but
That's okay.
you know. I miss
I mean,
that,
like,
that's all.
I didn't think it ever got that cold.
It does, like, it used to. Like, that's the thing, is, like, it hasn't been that cold at least since I was in middle school, from what I can remember. Mind you, I live in Southern California, so it's a lot warmer here. In Northern California, it still does get that cold occasionally, because the Bay Area and the way that weather works and stuff, I don't know how that all works. But Northern California is a lot colder than it is here. But, anyway, that's a thing that happens and stuff. Yes, but... Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, you my co-hosts, and you my listeners, what are you all doing for Halloween? Like, we kind of touched on it earlier when we were talking about things, but I'm just wondering, do you guys have any plans? Or are you going to go dress up? Are you going to go trick-or-treating or go to a party or go to one of those scary, like, haunted house places and get the crap scared out of you? Which my coworkers
I
try
have
to
work
get me to
tomorrow morning.
Me too.
I work in the evening. I work from 7 until midnight at a fast food restaurant.
That's terrible.
Isn't it? I'm so scared to see what's gonna come into our restaurant. I'm so scared, guys.
Are you allowed to dress up at all?
I actually am allowed to dress up. I'm not going to because I hate dressing up. But my coworkers are, so I'm gonna be very amused to see what. Like, one of my coworkers said she's gonna dress up as Nicki Minaj. So I don't know.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I don't know what's
I'm
gonna
only
happen.
allowed to
Allowed to serve food.
accessorize.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
I'm allowed to dress up as long as it's not a mask, and it's like PG-13.
What are you gonna dress as tomorrow, or how are you gonna accessorize?
Oh yeah, I don't think you can wear hats, so I can't be a musketeer. But I'm be Wendy.
You can't wear like a little hat on your head? It
No,
doesn't even cover your whole head?
no, it won't. They won't let us wear hats.
Why don't you
Okay,
wear
so what
your
if
hat-
someone comes in
I
wearing
know-
a yarmulke?
I know what you can do. You know how the hats have that elastic string thing. You can like put it and like hang it off your neck, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. Just have it with you, and so people can see it, but you don't have to wear it. And no,
You can wear a headband with mouse ears.
that's true.
You can't wear headbands either.
That's dumb.
Really? So, like, if you, like, let's say that as a fashion choice, you're putting your hair back by wearing a headband. They're going to come up to you and be like, nope, can't do.
That's dumb.
No, you can't. You can only like put your hair back, like using either a rubber band or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. See, with me, we're not allowed to wear masks. We have to have our red and khaki showing.
Mhm.
Aside from that, it's free reign. And it has to be appropriate.
I'm just gonna wear a dress.
Yeah, for us, we just can't wear masks, and we have to at least have one McDonald's logo available, visible. Whether it's our hat, our shirt, our name. We have to have our name tag visible as well, but we have to have at least one logo visible so that they can
Somebody
see.
should dress up as the giant M.
I have
That
a
would
logo
be
visible,
amusing.
guys! Dude, does this count? I'm just imagining. And I know exactly what coworker would do that to. Oh, God.
I would love to walk into a McDonald's during my lunch break tomorrow and just see somebody wearing a giant foam M and they're trying to get work done and they're like, oh, sorry, I'm hitting everybody.
But I'm at least my logo showing, guys. That's what matters. Right, managers? Oh, let's see.
You know what? I would love to stick with like the Target theme and just do some face paint and give myself a target over one of my eyes, just like our mascot,
Yes.
and wear some cute little dog ears.
That'd be cute. Can you do that? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, as long as it's not a mask.
That would be so cute. Oh my god, you should. And then you little puppy.
Do it.
Face mask,
Well, that face paint's
the face
$1.
paint I could do, but the ears I don't know where to get.
Oh.
You can make dog ears.
I don't know. We got
That's-
kitty ears.
That works.
Yeah, if they're white.
Meow.
No, they're black.
Aw.
I mean, well. Let's see. Egghead sent another picture of what he's going to be dressing up as tomorrow. He's going to be wearing one of those rubber horse masks.
Oh boy.
He literally just took this picture too because he has the picture of the stream up while he's. So.
Part of me wishes I could do something like that, but I could never get away with it. I have a uniform at work, so I can't dress up for work.
You can't
I
dress up
dress
at
up
all?
after work.
Aw.
Well, because I have to wear a particular uniform, and we have to have particular appearance standards. So if I'm not wearing my uniform, it's a no-go.
Are you allowed to even like accessorize a little bit, like Halloween
I don't know, like
accessories?
Halloween earrings or something,
or
maybe?
something
But
like
that's it.
anything? Oh, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, it's because I work in a department. Well, I mean, first of all, where I work is kind of strict about uniforms as it is. But I
Right.
also work with food, so I can't like do crazy nails, crazy hair, crazy face, crazy earrings because things have to be out of the way for me, you know, to work with food and stuff. So, yeah, yes.
So you could just
Happens.
afterwards, it'll be really fun. And
Yes, that's right. And AJ's gonna help me sew my costume. Yeah.
Is AJ dressing up as anything this year?
I think he already did. He was a mad scientist.
Lovely.
Mad scientist.
Is anyone going as a serial killer?
With the nice
Unless you
name like
mean-
Cheerios.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, like have like the little snack pack breakfast things attached to like a coat and little plastic forks inside.
No.
Well then.
I approve. I approve.
I'm doing
Yeah.
fun things.
You are
now.
approved.
What kind of fun things are you doing, or are you not? Oh yeah, you're doing your stream tomorrow, aren't you?
Yes, I
Shameless
am.
plugging! But yeah, guys, you should definitely, if you have time tomorrow. Actually, there are two different streams you should check out. I'm not sure if they coincide, but I know tomorrow To The End is doing a special Halloween stream on this live stream channel. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I know they're doing a scary movie as well as some other stuff. I'm not really sure, but they're doing
If
that.
they do it at their regular time, that they should. Mine should start like I think maybe
Little bit
30
after?
minutes or even an hour after theirs goes
All
off.
right, so yeah, so I never remember what their exact time is, but you can tune in tomorrow for that. I think it's at like 2 or 3 CST. It's early.
I want to think it's 3 to 4 CST.
There you go. So they'll be doing a special Halloween stream tomorrow. Duhad hosting. It's gonna be pretty cool from what I hear. So there's that. And then what got us into this conversation is Veggie is doing his 12-hour Halloween video gaming stream. You can talk about that, Veggie, because I'm excited. I'm gonna be tuning into that when I get home.
That's right. Starting at our regular showtime, which is going to be at 6 CST on my Twitch channel, which I'm going to throw a link for that right there. It'll start right there in the link in the live stream at 6 CST tomorrow. For 12 hours, I'm going to be playing games with a strong horror theme on my Twitch channel.
Woo!
I've got a schedule laid out already, if you don't mind me going over that.
Go ahead.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
like for the first hour, I'm going to be playing the original Castlevania for the NES. Now, any of these older games are not emulated; they are on their original consoles.
Yes.
So, from 7 to 9, I'm going to be playing the original Diablo,
Woo!
and from 9 to 12, I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 2. Now, after that is where things are going to start to actually get a little scary. I'm playing games that actually are that are meant to scare you.
My favorite
For-
ladies.
Maybe. From 12 to 1, I'm going to be playing Slender the Arrival. From 1 to 3, I'm going to be playing one of the scariest games ever made, Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly. Now, from there, depending on how many people I have viewing, or what they want, I will either continue playing Fatal Frame 2, or I'm going to play Five Nights at Freddy's for an hour.
You're going to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's because I'm going to be there around that time, and I'm going to keep yelling at you until you do. Just so you know. Because I get off work at midnight my time, which is, what, like 2 a.m. your time, which will be around the time you start playing. That kind of stuff. So
Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's.
So right. I think you should just put it into the schedule because once I show up, I'm gonna keep yelling at you until you play it. Just saying. Okay. Thank you.
And then I will leave.
Yeah, I can't stand those horror games.
Right, so, and then for the last 2 hours, from 4 to 6, I'm going to be playing the original Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Ooh. What about Machine for Pigs? Do you have Machine for Pigs?
I don't have Machine for Pigs. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it, so I just decided not to pick it up. But some of these games I have never played before, so I'm intentionally not playing them, even at the risk of not having my audio settings properly set for them. Just so you guys get my first real, unadulterated reactions to the games. So, yeah, it's going to be a thing. I'm pretty sure not everyone can stick around for 12 hours. So, find something you want to watch and show up for that time. It's going to be awesome. And, yeah, that's what my Halloween night is going to be.
I don't think I'm doing anything. I'm just going to be lame and sit around.
I don't know. I'm probably going to watch a scary movie with DJ Jack. We might invite friends over for dinner. But he has to work that night at 11 p.m. And I have to work the next day at 5 in the morning. So we're probably just going to have an early night and do something chill. And I'll probably tune into Vegeta's stream for a little bit before I have to go to sleep. And then maybe wake up early and watch some scary stuff on Vegeta's stream. But that's me. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
And Sage is going to work.
Yeah, I'm going to be working, and I'm going to be terrified to see how many drunk and strange Halloween people are going to come through, because fast food, is where people go, and they are going to get ready to do strange things, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Does anybody else have any fun plans, or are we all just kind of doing
we're all living adults now, I guess.
We're all
I'm still doing the same thing I said before. Comic-Con!
Yeah! That's exciting. That'll be great. Like, literally, is Comic-Con on Halloween? Or is it the day after?
It starts, like, the doors are open, so we're probably going to go and get a lay of the land.
That's so cool. That's a great way to spend Halloween.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's about the time we're gonna have a short musical break. During the musical break, if you guys just do me a favor in the live stream chat, send me a couple random words. We may or may not be playing Mad Libs later, and I just kind of want to get you guys sending those things in. And my co-host as well, you guys can send those things into the Skype chat, and I'm gonna get that all prepared for you guys. So, yeah, we're gonna have a short musical break. Stay tuned. We have a lot more things planned to entertain you guys, including, like I said, spooky Mad Libs, as well as some talk of the supernatural and our experiences with strange and horrifying things. Because even though you think that stuff only happens in the movies or only in the video games, they happen in real life. The supernatural may or may not be real. So we're going to talk about that. I already know 1 or 2 stories that are going to come up from my co-hosts, and I'm really excited to hear those again and hear them in more detail. So yeah, do stay tuned. This is the Halloween Eve special of Derpin Thursday. I'm DJ Sage, and these are my co-hosts. Yeah, stay tuned, and we're going to have more spooktacular fun!
Pancake time!
Now, my little abomination, we'll have our time together soon enough. You just need to be a good girl and wait for Daddy Disco. After all, good things come to those who wait. Or in this case, something quite chaotic.
That sounds so cruel. I
Every pony knows the name of the game, and their lives won't ever be the same. Once I had you by my side. They call you crazy, but I think you're a saint. A brilliant mind, a genius to the chaos wreak upon their lives. Cash all the things that you've ever wanted, tired all the friends that you've ever known. Your clothes all fade to gray as we both died of laughter. So much chaos and we don't care. We relish in the fun while you wallow in despair. Because it's all a tragic plot to tear you apart. Anything for Daddy Disco. But until then, Discord, I'm howling at the moon, been sleeping in the middle of a summer afternoon. Discord, whatever will I do to make you reign your tyranny
Small communities grow great through harmony. Great ones fall to pieces through discord.
Oh, it was magic.
welcome back. I am DJ Sage, and you're listening to the Halloween Eve special of Derpin Thursday. I hope you enjoyed our musical break. if you didn't, well, sorry, but we had a musical break. Before we get back to the fun, let me just talk you through what we listened to. I had some special spooky Halloween-y Nightmare Night songs lined up for you. I had a Grinnin Ghosts remix by Blarsa, one of me and Raz's favorite remixes of that song. Fantastic music box, dubsteppy, upbeat remix thing. We also listened to Daddy Discord by DB Pony, as well as Halloween in Ponyville, a remix by Replacer. So that's what you listened to on the break. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, sorry, we'll make it up to you with some fun! Co-host, how you doing? What'd you do during the break? And thank you all for the suggestions for the Mad Libs and stuff. But yeah, how y'all doing?
Things.
I'm nodding.
My foot's asleep. I just realized. Oh, it tingles!
I know, that's the
Let it
worst.
dream. Let it dream.
But it hurts. It hurts me when it dreams.
I wonder what a sleeping foot dreams about.
Stepping
A
on
life
things.
without toes.
World domination.
Sounds like a
That's
nightmare.
racist.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, I guess
Our feet will lead you towards world domination.
the feet will rise. The feet will rise to glory, to honor, to rule the ones that step on them day after day. See what I did there? Oh, that actually reminds me, Fan. I was actually going to ask you. I actually wrote, I don't know why I decided to write this down by hand instead of typing it so I could have one of you guys read it, but since I have it written by hand, I have to read this. So I was going to ask you, Fan, I know you're very good at improv music because I've seen you work. I've listened to your work and seen how it works very well in certain projects. I listened to Abandonment. Anyway, I was wondering if you'd like to improvise some music for this Mad Lib thing that we created, and it's kind of ridiculous. How do you feel about that?
It should be good. I just have to switch my microphone over. It's as simple as that.
Awesome.
Yay, ridiculousness.
So yeah, this story was gonna be creepy because I wrote it, and it's I mean it's short, but it's like a cheap creepy. I'm not that good at writing scary things, but with the words you guys chose. With the words you guys chose, there are some combinations of words in here that made me laugh extremely loud, and I'm glad I had my microphone muted during the musical break. Otherwise, you would have been like listening to the music, you would have heard a ha! Cause yeah, some of the sounds you guys picked just fit perfectly in the places that they needed to fit. Because I mean, the way I did this is I had this written out before show, and when I told you guys to do this, I would look down and look up randomly at the chat and at the Skype chat, and I would just write whatever I saw into whatever places needed words. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I hope you guys
This should be fun.
I hope it's fun. I'm not really sure. I'm a little bit nervous, but yeah. And after this, we'll be doing more things. We'll be talking about the unknown, the supernatural, ghost stories. But before we do that, let's tell a real ghost story. A ghost story we wrote together. We wrote it together on this Halloween Eve.
The Hallows Eve.
So the one thing I
Oh,
actually failed to do is actually title this story. So
Where we're going, we don't need titles.
who needs titles? All right, so let's begin.
That's the title. Who needs titles?
Okay, so this is the tale of Who Needs Titles, written by all of us here in the Halloween Eve live stream. In a passive-aggressive town, not too far from here, 3 slippery teenagers decided they wanted to go on a quiet adventure. They had their costumes ready. They were wonderful. The one was dressed as a lovely Raszee, one as a haunting $1 waterman, and another as a loud muffin. It was Halloween, and they wanted to try to contact pug dogs from BronyCons beyond. They collected the supplies they needed. Undergarments, unicorns, and Nerf guns. As they prepared the ritual, a slimy chill ran down their spine. Should they be doing this? Would something dangerous happen? Should they breakdance instead? The lights flickered, and a smelly plop echoed. A drunken flash blinded them. What happened? They couldn't see. They could only see Skittles. Endless Skittles. Everything went silent. The ring of death had claimed them all. Until the next derpy souls decided they wanted a thrill and attempted the awkward, dark ritual. The ritual called Halloweener Schnitzel. The end.
Halloweener Schnitzel?
It's the last thing I saw written.
They could only see Skittles. I see no problem with this at all. I see no think of it.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Oh, that's what happens when you guys post random
and the
words.
unicorn and let's summon Pug Dog. Oh my god, Skittles!
Pug dogs from BronyCons Beyond, because pug dogs obviously all gather at BronyCon. God, guys, don't you understand?
I'm sure there was at least one.
So that's what you guys created with the strange words, and I just have to reiterate on the one that I'm sure you guys realize what amused me so much. The smelly plop that echoed. The light again. I will read this again. The lights flickered, and a smelly plop echoed. That made me lose it when I was writing it, like, because I was looking up, I was trying to find an adjective, I found smelly, and then I asked the live stream, give me some sounds, guys, and like, I was fixing some other words, and as I looked up, the first sound I saw, plop. I think Egghead wrote that in. I think it was Egghead. It was either Egghead or JMac. Thank you, which one of you guys did that, because that, hilarious. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
I love it. It's fantastic.
The
Yeah.
Skittles killed me.
Really?
Oh, that killed me. They could
I
only
should have. You know what? I almost should have
What's
used a
wrong with
pipe
this?
organ for this.
Maybe, yeah, but I still liked it. It sounded good. Like, it was helping me get into it. I was like, ooh, this feels creepy, but it's not, because it's funny. But yeah. So that was the thing that happened. Good job, guys. So that was our spooky Mad Lib game thing, because reasons
Yay.
and stuff. So yeah. Next, I just wanted to see, again, I think it would be interesting. I know it's not, it feels a little odd to talk about things like this, because it's not Halloween. We're not as close to the spirit world as we will be tomorrow, if you believe in all that. Because a lot of cultures, a lot of people believe that All Hallows Eve is the night where the spirit world and the real world intertwine, or they cross over, or they're like kind of intermeshed more than they are normally. It's when the barrier between the two worlds is the weakest. A lot of cultures believe that this is when we can meet those spirits and a lot more paranormal things happen because of that interweaving of the worlds, or the barrier being weaker, whatever it may be, depending on who you are and what you believe. So it feels odd talking about this today when the barrier isn't as weak, I suppose. But hey, it's Thursday, Halloween's on the Friday, what can I do? But point is, I did want to talk about just the supernatural. What have you experienced? What do you believe? Whether it's a listener's co-host, tell me your stories, because I've personally never really experienced much of this. I would like to say I have, but I don't have any cool stories that I could tell today. So I wanted to spotlight your guys' experiences. I at least know Fan has something to say, because he's mentioned certain things to me that would fit perfectly into this topic, but I don't know. Talk to me, guys. For this last half hour, just talk to me about your experiences with the unknown, with the supernatural, with the things that we don't understand. Who would like to go first?
The knock at the door did.
I'm honestly in the same boat. I haven't had too many experiences with the supernatural. I've heard lots of stories from friends, like really creepy stories and stuff, so I can tell someone else's story.
Right.
But I don't really have personal experiences with the supernatural.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
have a
Sorry.
ghost living in my house.
Really?
BronyCon.
BronyCon is a supernatural experience.
Oh, BronyCon, that's right!
The ghost in the hotel. Ghosts, plural.
Yes.
Frickin' A.
So, I think Veggie should tell most of the story, but I just have to say, as someone who, when we went to BronyCon last year, it was last year, huh?
2013.
Whatever. When we went to BronyCon
Yeah.
together, I had never met, actually in person, I'd never met any of Veggie, AJ, Chicky. I'd never met any of them, but specifically, I didn't think I was gonna meet, Veggie's father, because they came to the con together, or they came to the city together, and I hadn't heard about Veggie's father. I didn't know what he was like. I didn't really know what to expect. Veggie's dad he's a really cool dude, by the way. He's very cool, but he's what's a good way to put this? Like,
I think the way you described it, you or somebody else who you described, It was like me, only older and had more stories to tell.
Pretty much. So you can yeah. So just imagine Veggie, but with much more experience, more stories to tell, and a lot more experience under his belt. So whenever Veggie's dad told a story, you listened. Didn't matter if you were uncomfortable. Didn't matter if you didn't care. Didn't matter if you didn't want to listen. You still listened, just because he was so good at telling the stories. So there was, I don't know, where were we when he told us first about the ghost? Veggie, this is where I'll let you take over.
I forget where we were.
We were
but
in
I
the,
wish. Oh gosh, I wish this had been posted because my dad is like on his way home right now. He could actually tell the one about the elevator, the one he saw in the elevator. I would actually make him tell this, but he's not home yet. He's probably not gonna be home until like right at show ends. So anyway,
No.
so
I think we were in one of our hotel rooms when I first heard it because I remember cowering in the corner and hiding under a pillow.
It's true.
Yeah, so we were in
Right.
either.
I want
Our
to say he, like, you and him came into, like, you came into the hotel room. Me, Raz, AJ, and Chicky were sharing. You came in and we were gonna go somewhere or whatever, or something. I don't know. And like
Right.
he decided to say, "Hey, so let me tell you guys something," because he premised it. I remember by talking about because for someone who's not used to bronies, used to the cosplaying, used to grown men dressing up with the whole pony thing, like he was talking about that at first. He was like, this is kind of weird. There are people here, and he was talking about that, and then he said, but something weirder happened. Something stranger happened, and we were like, what's weirder than the things that we see at cons? Because people are kind of weird at cons, like admittedly, and I love cons, I love the people at them, but people are weird. But we were like, what could possibly happen that was weirder? What could that be?
How could it get any worse?
I know,
So,
really.
For starters, it was rumored that the hotel was haunted already because there was apparently decades and decades ago, because it was a really, really old hotel.
Yep.
And there was supposedly a fire and a bunch of people, I don't know how many, but people died in the fire. So now here we are, for however long after this. Like, I don't remember when they said that it happened, but I don't remember if this was the first one. This is the one that stood out the most to me. My dad was in an elevator by himself, and now the elevators, one of them in specific, never took you to the original floor you tried to go to.
Oh my god!
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
I know
remember
all
this
of you
elevator.
probably remember that one. My
Oh my
dad
god, you're right. Oh my god, I remember this. Oh Jesus.
Now you're getting scared.
Yeah.
In this particular elevator, my dad has to pass one floor, and it gets ice cold. Like he could literally see the breath in his own breath inside this elevator. And then he saw a young girl. Actually, as clear as day. So this young girl standing next to him that wasn't in there with him whenever he got in the elevator. The elevator stopped at a floor. She looked up at him and said bye, and she walked out of the elevator. And another time he ended up getting this elevator, it took him to like this the second floor. I
it
forget
took him to the ballroom, the basement.
ballroom.
basement.
Yes, that's right. And he said he saw a group of people standing together talking. And when he went to go say something to them, they disappeared.
Wasn't there also another one that he said? I think it's also because he went down to the ballroom. He didn't see anything, but it got cold again, and he felt like a wind pass by, like someone
Yeah.
like slapped.
Yeah, he spoke a lot about how while he was in elevators, while he was walking around, because he wandered around a lot, obviously, because Veggie came to see us. I mean, he loves his dad, but he hung out with us because he was there to see us. So Veggie's dad was alone a lot of the time, wandering around the city, doing different things. And yeah, since he was by himself a lot, he spoke about how a lot of the time he knew he was by himself, but he would feel that wind that you feel when someone walks by you kind of quickly, or a little brush on the shoulder, a little brush on the arm that you feel when someone, accidentally bumps you. And that's not normal considering he was by himself. Just saying. So yeah,
My dad's not the kind of person to say stuff just to scare people. Because it just serves him no benefit, so he doesn't do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So yeah, we stayed in the haunted hotel room, or haunted hotel rather, And yeah, I mean, and then that it was a thing. It was interesting. So that was our collective experience with the supernatural, I guess. Even though we didn't, whatever, we were there, sort of.
When there's something strange in the hotel room, who you gonna call?
I don't know.
Then you
Yes,
dad.
Chilla!
Room service.
Room service.
Room service.
No,
I need ice
no, don't
cream
call
up
me.
in
I don't know how to
that.
deal with this.
Jakey.
Like, man, there's a blood stain that suddenly appeared on the wall. I'm gonna have to ask you to clean that up for me.
Let me forward you to my manager.
It's like, nope, you were the first one to show up. You got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
God.
Let's see. And I just want, while we were talking, Egghead wrote in with his own experience about the supernatural. He says, I experienced a knife spinning on my dining room table this morning. It didn't stop until I stopped it. The thing is, a guy in my house died from a stabbing a month before we bought it. That's why a spinning knife by itself in my house is a bit scary. Yeah. So anybody else? Any other experiences with the creepy... It doesn't have to be supernatural, but like the creepy, the crawly, the... Anything Halloween-y, I guess.
Ooh.
Ooh?
Oh, someone else go. I've actually got like two more. Someone else go because I just told the whole
See-
long one about that hotel.
See, I've never experienced anything really totally supernatural, but what I have happening to me on a regular basis is my dreams come to life.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain elements of my dreams that somehow make it into my real existence. And this happened one day, or 2 nights before I had to start work. And I had a dream that I was walking around the corner of an aisle after talking to somebody and imagining seeing somebody run out of the electronics department, which is where I now work. And I saw somebody they were running out, and they looked like they were wearing a trench coat of some sort. And they were kind of like holding stuff inside of it. And they were running, and everybody was kind of like gone, meeting somewhere else. And I went to go see what the commotion was in the department, and this is all still in my dream. I look at it, and one of the Apple display cases that holds the product was broken into, and some iPads were taken out of it. What do you know? 2 days later, I show up to work, and not 20 minutes before I show up to work, there are people standing around the electronics department, and the Apple display was broken into, and 3 iPads were stolen. After I had walked around that exact same corner and talked to that exact same person that I saw in my dream. And the whole day, I felt cold shivers. Because that was the most... Because I've experienced little small things that happened before. You know, little small things in my dreams that come out. But this was the first major thing. So I was really creeped out. And I tried telling a couple of my coworkers, then they just kind of gave me weird looks. But I'm like, I'm serious. This is kind of a little much. So I guess I could be called like a Raven Simone.
Ya nasty!
I see things before they happen. And another thing is my ears are a little different than other people's. Which means I can kind of hear things that other people can't. So I hear voices, I hear music, I hear chatter from like 100 feet away. It's weird. So it's not so much supernatural as much as it is more like psychic. But I guess it could be considered supernatural.
It's the same category I was going to. That's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it, because I knew you would bring this up, and I wanted to talk about this, because what better time to talk about it than a Halloween special, right?
I don't know. Christmas might be a more opportune time.
Because you gotta know what's in the presents, man. You gotta know what's in the presents.
You know, it's really funny because people used to tell ghost stories at Christmas time.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
You know
that.
how, like, in that song, yeah, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Uh-huh.
There's a line in there about telling scary ghost stories of Christmases long ago.
Scary jingle stories and tales of the glories of Christmas.
This is long ago.
Yeah.
Huh.
I just pulled that out of my butt. I have no idea how
Well,
that
I-
jumped there.
It's because you're a music person, that's why. But that's interesting.
Yay, music!
Why is that? Google, tell me.
Google.
Reveal to me thine secrets, Google.
Probably
Okay,
something
Google.
to do with the more traditional pagan rituals.
Maybe.
Random guess.
C'est possible.
Le possible.
Indeed.
Yes. So, any other interesting, spooky, or anything related to Halloween, honestly, at this point? Because I literally left this last half hour open to just talk about whatever. I just kind of premised it with a spooky, supernatural thing because I really wanted Fan to bring that up. So
You were waiting for
I was waiting because I
Well,
find
you know
that
what?
so fascinating. That's why.
Well, the thing is, I have no way of controlling it, so it comes and goes at its own doing. Which is... I don't know how it works. I don't want to know how it works. It's just there, and I just find it interesting. But the fact that that one incident was literally picture perfect, you know, it's just like, whoa, I don't know how to deal with this.
Can't deal.
Can't even.
The dream
Can't deal.
can't even
Don't know how.
handle
All
me
of my
right
notes.
now.
Where's my spider gif at? It's perfect at this moment.
Nope,
You
nope,
don't-
nope, nope, nope.
You don't need to bring in that GIF. We already know what it does.
Yep, doing it anyway though. Paste.
Nope, 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 no, 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 nope, nope, nope.
So I
Nope,
actually
nope.
did look up. Oh, look, a moth just flew at my face. Hello, moth. Anyway,
So,
so I
Did
just
you know moths have tongues that are 4 feet long?
Ew.
What?
Yes.
Why did they need such long tongues?
He says anyone?
Goodness.
No,
Anyway,
dear Lord.
I was gonna say I actually continued to look. I did actually Google the whole ghost story thing, and Pab was mostly right about the whole the roots in pagan rituals and whatnot. Basically, the 25th of December was chosen as a holiday thing because of its connection with pagan festivals like Yule and Sol Invictus, the birthday of the unconquered sun, both of which commemorated the winter solstice or the longest night of the year. In addition to being the longest night of the year, winter solstice was also traditionally held to be the most haunted due to its association with death of the sun and light. It was the one night of the year when the barrier between the worlds of the living and the deceased was thinnest. On Christmas Eve, ghosts could walk the earth and finish unsettled business, as exemplified by the apparition of Marley and Charles Dickens' Christmas masterpiece, Christmas Carol.
For Marley and Marley.
So, yeah. Unfortunately, all of the traditions and rituals that have survived through the generations, the Victorian custom of recounting blood-curdling ghost stories with friends and family around the fire on Christmas Eve has been completely forgotten. But if you want to watch a Christmas movie, you can watch Elf. It's the last line of this article. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, so that's interesting. The more you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yes. So, yeah.
I have a ghost in my house.
Do you have a ghost in your house? Do tell.
Oh, great.
Mhm. Oh, it's not a bad ghost. We only see him from time to time. Supposedly, the people that own this land before us, someone died in the house. So just on occasion, we'll see this. We it's not a clear see an actual person, but you'll see this human shape walk from the kitchen into into part of the living room where we have our gym and into the back bedroom, and then that's it. We just kind of see that every so often.
Does he pay rent? Maybe
He's kind of like a visitor, I guess you'd say, because we only see him ever so very rarely. So, meh. Then we're talking about creepy experiences. Anyone ever seen the movie Rose Red?
No.
Nope.
No.
No. Right. Well, it's this movie that was based on a true, a real live, true haunted house. I think it was in San Francisco.
Great!
And this house has been torn down because literally people have died from very mysterious circumstances over the many years the house was there, and a lot of people have gone missing in the house. I think it's been torn down now, though. But anyway, Stephen King directed a movie based on the experience, the accounts of what happened at this house. So me and a buddy of mine, Kirk, were watching this movie. Well, wait one night. It wasn't even on Halloween, I don't think. But this house had a tendency, in the movie, had that phantom wind. That wind would just come up out of nowhere. And we finished the first half of the movie. He's like, all right, dude, I gotta go home. So he goes to leave. And the moment he opens the door, it's not storming outside. It's not raining, not lightning. There's no storm, no tornado, no nothing going on. It's super calm. But the moment he opens the door to my house to leave, this huge gust of wind comes out of nowhere, snatches the door out of his hand. And he's like, what the? Out of nowhere. He's like, I think I might stay here tonight if that's all right with you.
Creepy.
Oh God.
What are you guys' thoughts on haunted houses?
I don't do them.
Bye.
Not my favorite thing.
Oh, look! Ice cream!
No, I'm just wondering because I was actually in a call with Raz and Veggie when I discovered this one extreme haunted house that's actually in my and Raz's area, which we'll never go to, by the way. I'm not McCamey Manor, the one where you have the one 8-hour one. So anyway, my point is, I don't know how I found. I think I was just in the depths of the internet. I was finding random links, and I found this this link to a haunted house in I think it's in San Francisco or it's in San Diego, California, which is only a couple hours drive from where me and Raz are. Again, we are never going to this. I'm not trying to premise this saying Raz and I are gonna go. No, we're not gonna go. Reason being is this is the most extreme haunted house I have ever heard of. Not that means much considering that I don't like haunted houses, but still, I think you'll agree this is pretty extreme. It's called McCamey Manor in San Diego, California. And, professional haunted houses are cool. They have cool props, you go in, you get scared, there's actors, there's the lights and the effects and the fake blood. It's cool, right? It's cool. It's scary, for people who are adrenaline junkies want to see that stuff, that's cool and all. This one is extreme for multiple reasons. Okay, here's one thing. Before you walk in, before you go into this haunted house, this extreme haunted house, you have to sign a waiver. You have to sign a waiver, just a safety waiver, releasing them from any, responsibility over what happens to you in the manor. Secondly,
any responsibility to what happens to you?
Okay, I'm sure there's some, but it's a response. It's a waiver to make sure that because the reason why I say it is because some of the things they do in there. Apparently, you can get waterboarded, you can get put into a cage with snakes, and there's no safe word. There are some haunted houses similar to this, where you go in and, you get put through the ultimate horror experience of, being blindfolded and gagged and being put through the ultimate of your ultimate horror fantasies, but those usually have a safe word. You can say something to get out. This one, the reason why you have to sign this waiver is you have to sign saying, I'm putting myself into your hands for these hours, and I cannot get out of this. I cannot leave until this tour is over. And I would like to point out, these tours are not 1 hour. They're not 2. They're not even 3 hours. They are anywhere between 5 and 8 hours long, these tours. These horror tours. 5 or 4 and 8 hours long. I don't know. And, you can look at pictures for yourself. I'm not going to show them. Warning, because some of them are very gross. I'm assuming most of the stuff is fake, but it looks disgusting. You can just watch the trailer and you will understand what I'm talking about.
What's the name of it again?
McCamey Manor. McCamey Manor, I believe. Anyway, the biggest thing about this that I find interesting is that somehow they're maintaining this business, or they're maintaining this all year round. It's not just at Halloween. They keep it open all year round. You can only go in groups of 2, I believe, or something like that. It's very small groups, so you get the individual experience. And the one cool thing about this, though, is that the admission fee, it's not free, but it doesn't cost money either. The admission fee is, I think, 2 cans of dog food or a bag of dog food, and they donate it to, the Humane Society or something, which is kind of neat. It's kind of neat.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's something like that. I remember reading it vaguely on their site.
How do they keep this place open?
I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to say. Is if you look at the effects, it's actually pretty legit. And I'm assuming a lot of people are volunteers and everything, but I don't even understand how they managed to keep this going and keep this facility running. I don't even know if it's a facility. Again, I didn't look into it that deeply because it scares me. But yeah. Egghead writes, in a haunted house where they blindfold you and gag you sounds more like a fetish house than a haunted house. Yeah, but I mean, it's just drawing upon, you know, that horror of not being able to see and hear and talk when you're being taken to places you don't know. Because some of the other things they can do to you is feed you things that you can't see, and it looks gross. I don't know what they're actually feeding you, but you know, with being blind and gagged and having things shoved in your mouth, I'm sure that's not pleasant. That's torture, I think, for some people. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the photos now. It's scary.
Yeah. Again, I have no idea, you know, how it is, but I would never. But I just find it interesting because it's extreme. Like if you look it up, it's on a lot of lists and stuff. It is the #1 most extreme haunted house in America, apparently. I don't know if that's true because I'm not that type of person, but just interesting. That's all. That's all. I just want to talk about that.
I gotta show this to DJ Jack.
Do you think he'd find it interesting?
Maybe. He likes haunted houses. I don't know if he'd be able to take the challenge, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, as brave as he is and as much as he enjoys thrills, I don't know.
This is like...
Like, what kind of person does it take to give up all of... Because the thing is, again, the thing that gets me the most is the fact you can't get out of it no matter how terrified, how hurt, how whatever you are. You just have to deal with it. And... I don't know what kind of bravery or what kind of person it takes to give away that control of yourself for almost for like a quarter of your day. You know, it's just like I didn't even like when I had to go to school when I didn't want to, you know, and that's lack of control, but you know, it's still very little compared to being, you know, blind, gagged, and tortured, basically. Ugh.
Nope.
Yeah. So that's a thing.
If I ever go to San Diego, I would go to SeaWorld.
Yeah, I don't know. SeaWorld is nice, but the way they treat their animals makes me sad. But the way they treat their animals makes me sad.
I wouldn't go see the animals. I would just go.
But you're still giving them money.
That's true.
That's the thing. I mean, like, as much as I love SeaWorld, I wouldn't want to support... I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah. So that's a thing. Any other things we want to talk about? Any Halloween-type things? Because if not, I have one more thing, but I feel like I'm dominating the conversation, so...
It's okay.
Okay.
I might have a story. I don't know, maybe.
Okay, tell.
It's not mine. Is it okay if it's not mine?
At this point, like I said, I left this half an hour open to whatever. Like, I wanted it to be because personal is, you know, it's more interesting to know somebody. But, you know, at this point, tell whatever stories, talk about whatever... that's within the scope of our show. Yeah, go for it.
Well, it's kind of related, not to me, but kind of. Okay, it's like it's a Disneyland haunting story. It's kind of fun. Not really. I don't want to find it, but there are a couple like accounts. Is that the word I'm looking for? Whatever. But like of, you know, cast members late at night where they'd be like cleaning or doing their stuff. You've heard some of these. They would be, you know, whether it be, you know, they're working in certain parts of the park. Regardless, there's like, you know, something weird would happen, and it ain't normal. One of them is about like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. I don't know about Walt Disney World, but I know Disneyland. One of the few reasons I'm actually scared of the ride is one of the ex-cast members that used to work there, he was performing maintenance on the ride. And if you don't how the Haunted Mansion works, it's kind of Haunted Mansion, the ride works is, you know, there's stuff happening around you and you ride slowly on this like kind of conveyor belt thing. And what happened, basically, long story short, was he was an older gentleman, and he tripped. And, you know, he couldn't get up, and his head got severed off. And apparently he's still around there today.
Yeah, actually, I have the second half of this story, because this story has been fragmented and sent in different pieces all over the internet. I actually had never heard the origin of how he died, but I have heard... like I've heard several recountings of cast members who've worked the Haunted Mansion. when you get off of the ride, like Raz said, the way the ride works is it's these little cars on a conveyor belt that's constantly moving, and when you get off the ride, there's a section for you to get off, and then it goes into this dark corridor that turns a corner, and then it goes back into the loading dock so people can get onto the attraction. So when it comes down that little corridor, it's coming down from darkness, and so it was late at night, you know, when not a lot of people go on to this attraction, because around like 11, 12 p.m., like the ride, you know, has very few people going on. It's not one of the most popular rides, honestly. So it was very empty. The cast members were letting a couple people on, trickling people in, you know, la la la. And like the cast member's standing, and he I think it's a he, whatever. This person's watching the cars come down from the dark corridor, and he sees this gentleman, this older gentleman, sitting in the car. He shouldn't be sitting there, because, like I said, right before this incline where he's coming down is where you get off, and there's a cast member there making sure people get off. So there should not be a gentleman there. So he's watching this come down this incline, and he starts walking, you know, up the conveyor belt and saying, like, sir, why didn't you get off the ride? Are you okay, sir? And he approaches, and as he approaches, he gets translucent, and disappears. When a cast member approaches and reaches to, you know, touch his shoulder to, you know, say, like, sir, are you okay? He's gone. And at this point, you know, the ride's empty because, like I said, it's late at night. There's not a lot of people going on, and that's the second half of the story, and that's where they combine, I'd assume. And it's,
oh god,
yeah, and more stories like this are apparent. I mean, like in the Walt Disney World Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, there are several recountings of a middle-aged man wandering around at night when the maintenance people are going around, and the maintenance crew of these attractions is only like 2 or 3 people. So, and they know each other. They know what they look like. They know where you're supposed to be because they have a schedule to make sure they get all the maintenance done before the attraction opens in the morning. So they're doing their work, and then they hear noise. They hear footsteps from a quadrant of the ride that no one's supposed to be in. And they go and look, and there's this guy standing, you know, wherever. I don't remember exactly where in the ride, but he's standing, you know, just kind of chilling by one of the animatronics. And it's not an animatronic, because obviously they know where the animatronics are, because they're the ones who maintain them. So they're like, who are you? What are you doing? They approach, and again, disappears. And they hear the same footsteps, the voices. They hear the water sloshing in places that shouldn't be sloshing, because they walk through the ride when they do the maintenance, and it's interesting. I don't know. There's different stories like this all over the parks.
Yeah, there's a couple other for Disneyland particularly that really kind of bug me the crud out. That actually make me scared working overnight.
Oh yeah, and J-Mac, you're right. The J-Mac's mentioning how people empty their dead relatives' ashes into the Haunted Mansion because like their last wish.
I was gonna say that. They actually have to get a special like cleaning device.
Yeah, they basically have a special vacuum to vacuum that up because they watch for it, and if they do it, if you ever see the Haunted Mansion closed for a random reason, chances are that's why, because the attraction itself is very easy to run from what I've been told by my sources at the park. Like it's literally a conveyor belt that just moves. I mean, there's not much that can break. It's not like, you know, Big Thunder Mountain or Space Mountain or these really high velocity, high intensity rides, which, you know, can break because they're dangerous if they don't work properly. Of course, that makes sense. But Haunted Mansion's very chill. It's like it's a Small World breaking. It's a Small World doesn't break very often because it's literally just a boat going through on a track. Same thing with Haunted Mansion. It's a little car going through on a track. So when it's closed, if it just closes randomly in the middle of the day, chances are they're hoovering up someone's ashes because someone did a no-no, and they have to clean it up due to safety and hazards and stuff.
They also do, people try to dump stuff also in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Do they really? Why?
Yeah, because the most recent one, I think it made the news, is the reason, Disney news, mind you, because when you go down, after you go down the second drop for Disneyland, usually, you know how that big wave that comes up?
Yeah, but
people try to dump it in there so they would spread the ashes within on the sand.
Why?
Because the most recent one was like a little boy that loved Pirates of the Caribbean, and he died of cancer, and his mom wanted to put him there.
That's interesting, I guess.
Yeah, but then they found out, they had to drain everything, and
Yeah. And I'm going to answer one last question before we start closing out the show, because I know the answer to this. Egghead Extraordinaire is asking, how do the ghost projectors work in the mirrors and fog machines with the projectors? I'm assuming you're asking about the Haunted Mansion. I'm not going to reveal everything because I don't want to ruin the magic for anyone who may listen to this, but if you're interested in how the projections and how the ghosts are ghosts, in the Haunted Mansion. There's two types of illusions that they have. One of them is they're one of, like, in the graveyard scenes, for example, they actually are models. They're just painted in a way that makes them look translucent and ethereal. Like, they're wearing, like, transparent clothing, which makes them look like they're ghosts. So, like, some of them are actual animatronics that you could touch if you wanted to, but for the ones that are obviously not animatronic, like the ones that go through walls and stuff, just look up a theater technique called Pepper's Ghost, and that is the way that they do most of the ghost illusioning in the Haunted Mansion. That is all. And with that, I don't know how, Raz, we got into a Disney track with the Halloween show, but I guess it still matches because we're talking about a Haunted Mansion or anything. But yeah, it's getting to that time where we need to end the show, so we're gonna, I guess we'll do our entries. What did we learn today? Like, what are our final thoughts about today's show? Things we've
If somebody
learned,
doesn't
things
say
we've
moths have tongues that are 4 feet long, I'm gonna be sad. Because I'm sure that most of you probably didn't know that before I said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
here's another creepy fact.
Yes.
For you guys, if you guys didn't learn anything, chipmunks, when no one is looking, eat mice.
What?
Chipmunks
Great.
eat mice. Yep.
Chip and Dale are eating
That's what I was like, how
Mickey.
are-
Chip and Dale eating Mickey. Oh, God.
I was like, so how did Mickey and Minnie survive?
All right, co-host,
Yeah.
final thoughts, and listeners, if you want to give us your final thoughts in the live stream chat, we will read them out, and then we'll close off show. So, who has some final thoughts about this creepy, spooktacular Halloween Eve show that we just had? Go!
Get whooshed!
All right, next.
So that was your first thought.
And my final thought.
First and final.
Fine.
Foosh is always on the mind.
Whoosh.
Halloween is spooky, and I don't know what else. I gotta think about it. Come back to me.
All right.
I am supernatural.
The end.
Oh my god, so is that where Mickey's kids went? Oh
Is that your thought?
my god, yeah, that just popped in my head. Oh my god, that is so depressing.
That's safe.
Dear Spooky Princess Diary. I actually learned. I did learn about the 4-foot tongue and the true, I guess, nature of why scary stories are said at Christmas time, or they were at one point. Because we all learned that. Don't lie.
Yeah.
So I'm writing this for everybody. But yeah, that's about it.
No, I was the one who brought that up, so I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we didn't know like the true meanings, did we?
for me Christmas. The
Like-
spooky stories.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Patsy,
Question.
Yes.
when you have Spooky Princess Diary, does that mean you just put on like a Halloween book cover on her?
I was going to go with a pair of like those glasses that have like the slinky eyes.
Ah, okay.
All right. My final thoughts are pretty much the same as Pad saves. I learned about the 4-foot tongue thing. I learned about the haunted stories at Christmas, and I learned about the chipmunks eating Mickey's children. And yeah, that's really. I'm overall very pleased with how the show went. That is all. And we have a couple of entries from our listeners. J Mac writes in, "Dear Diary, plop, 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 echoing in the distance."
Oh God.
And Egghead Extraordinary writes in, Dear Diary, oh, Dear Diary, today I learned that what Pepper's Ghost is. I wanted to know about the Haunted Mansion Disney ride from Egghead. You're welcome. I'm glad I could shed some light on that, because that's something I know a lot about, if you have any questions. Not tooting my own horn, but anyway. Yeah, so... honestly, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's special Halloween Eve show. I've been DJ Sage, and I've had my co-host. Say bye, co-hosts.
Bye, co-host.
So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. If you want to check out more of our content, check out all the links above the live stream if you're listening live, our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, our Spreadshirt, all the things. Check it out. Keep updated with all the things we do. If you're listening later on a recording or something like that, check out our website, radiosmagic.org. You can check out all the same links I just told you about there. Or, yeah, you can check it out and find out what we're up to, because we do cool things. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for all the Halloween specials, whether it be the To The End live stream at like 2 or 3 p.m. CST. I honestly don't know. Just check our website. And check out Pony Vegeta's Halloween video game stream starting at 6 p.m. CST until 6 a.m. CST the next day at his Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/ReleaseTheBracken, if I'm not mistaken. He just linked it there. So check all those things out, and thank you all for joining us. As always, we appreciate the fact that you come and listen to us.
I have a brief announcement.
Yes.
For those of you who listen to Scribbles with Chickadee, next week our episode will air not on Thursday, but on Tuesday night, okay? So that's a change. It's going to air on Tuesday night, and it's going to be slightly earlier than usual. It's going to be 5 p.m. CST, okay? It's because I won't be available on next Thursday, but I would really, really like to wait. Why are you all laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you, sorry. I was laughing at what Padsave put into the chat. Continue.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the reason is I wanted to be able to do a show for you all, but unfortunately that Thursday. So I wanted to see if I could do it on Tuesday, and my co-hosts are like, sure, and I'm like, okay, let's do this.
All right, so
if
be
you
sure to
wanna
listen
see
on
Scribbles-
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. So if you want-
Scribbles.
You want to see that? Yeah, Tuesday is the day to do
Awesome.
the thing.
Tuesday.
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Tuesday.
So yeah, so again, all the announcements being Halloween stuff tomorrow, To The End at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. CST. Release the Bracken, Pony Vegeta's Halloween stream, 6 p.m. CST. Tuesday, we're gonna be having Scribbles with Chickadee on Tuesday instead of on Thursday because reasons. Watch it because it's fun, because Chickadee drawing is always amusing and stuff. But yeah,
Yay.
with that, we're just gonna babble and stuff because that's what we do at the end of the show.
Babble like a babbling brook.
I was going to say that. You stole my words.
Bleep bleep bloop bloop bleep bleeble blabble. Blabble 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 blabble.
Blop.
Happy Halloween!
I know, really. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you have a spooktacular evening.
Good night, good night.
Sorry?
Good night.
Oh, goodness. Hey, kids all like, aw, not Wednesday, like old schedule, Chicky.
No, not Wednesday.
Nope, Wednesday got whooshed.
Whoosh!
It's true. Kinda did.
No, you can't foosh Wednesday.
I can whoosh whatever I want, for I am the powerful warlock Richard.
No.
My work schedule makes Wednesdays whoosh, alright? It's just what happens.
But Wednesday is Sticky Monday and hockey practice. I can't foosh Wednesday.
Thank you all for listening. Good night.